Scammers don't need minutes. They don't need your password. They don't even need you to give them your bank details. They only need about 30 seconds on the phone. In those first few seconds, before you realize anything is wrong, damage can already begin. You may not have sent money. You may not have shared personal information. You may think, I just answered and hung up. I'm fine. But that's the dangerous misunderstanding. Those first 30 seconds are enough for scammers to confirm your number is active, assess how you respond, and decide whether you're worth targeting again. It's enough time for them to mark your number as valuable and pass it along to other scam networks. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what scammers extract in the first 30 seconds of a call, why that short window is so powerful, and how you can stop the process before it ever starts. Because when you understand this, you stop being an easy target, and that changes everything. Many seniors believe that as long as a phone call is short, it's harmless. Maybe you answered, said hello, listened for a few seconds, then hung up. It feels safe. It feels cautious. But here's the truth. Scammers don't need a long conversation to succeed. These criminals are not improvising. They're following carefully designed, data-driven scripts that have been tested on thousands of people. The first 30 seconds of a call are not about helping you or explaining anything. They are about evaluating you. In that brief window, scammers are collecting critical information. They confirm that your number is active. They listen to your voice to estimate your age. They note whether you sound polite, confused, rushed, or calm. They pay attention to how quickly you respond and whether you stay on the line. This is what scammers call the data collection phase. They're not asking for money yet because they don't need to. They're deciding whether you are worth targeting again. Think of it like this. You are not the customer. They are profiling you. Every second you stay on the call gives them more insight into how to approach you next time. That's why even a short call can lead to more scams, more pressure, and more targeted attacks later. Remember this. You're not being helped. You're being evaluated. And once scammers mark a number as responsive, the real danger begins. Most people assume that if they didn't give out a password, a bank number, or money, nothing really happened. But in the scam world, the first 30 seconds of a call are not about stealing yet. They're about learning. And scammers are very good learners. First, they confirm your number is active. The moment you say hello, your number is marked as live, answered by a real person. That alone makes it more valuable than thousands of unanswered numbers. Active numbers get sold, shared, and targeted again. Second, they analyze your voice. Scammers listen carefully to your tone. Do you sound confident or uncertain? Calm or anxious? Alert or distracted? These clues help them decide which script to use later, or whether you're worth pursuing at all. Third, they measure your politeness level. If you apologize for being busy, say just a moment, or try to be helpful, scammers take note. Politeness often signals a higher chance of staying on the line next time. Fourth, they test your willingness to engage. Do you ask questions? Do you listen instead of hanging up? Even a few seconds of conversation tells them you might listen longer in the future. Fifth, they log when you answered the call. Morning, afternoon, evening. This tells them the best time to reach you again when you're most likely to pick up. All of this happens silently, quickly, and without you realizing it. You may think nothing happened, but scammers just learned everything they need to target you again, more aggressively and with far more precision. Behind every scam call is a system most people never see. Scammers don't just call randomly and hope for the best. They score phone numbers, the same way marketers score sales leads. And that score determines what happens to you next. Here's how it works. When your phone rings and you answer, even briefly, your number moves out of the unknown category. From that moment on, your responses are tracked. Scammers label numbers as low value, medium value, or high value. Low value numbers are people who don't answer at all. Those numbers usually only receive automated robocalls. High value numbers are different. These are the people scammers want to reach again and fast. What raises your score? Saying hello instead of hanging up. Asking any question, even who is this? Sounding polite, calm, or cooperative. Pressing buttons or following instructions. Staying on the line longer than a few seconds. Each of these signals tells scammers, this person engages. Seniors are often prioritized after even a short call because scammers know they're more likely to answer again, listen longer, and take calls seriously. Once your score goes up, your number can be shared, resold, or routed directly to live scammers trained to pressure you. This is why a 30-second call matters. You weren't just contacted, you were classified. That first call you answer is rarely the last one, and this is where many seniors are caught off guard. When you answer a scam call, your phone number doesn't just stay with one scammer. It's logged, tagged, and often shared. In many cases, it's sold to other scam groups as a verified responsive number. That means other scammers now know your phone is active, answered, and worth targeting. Over the next few days or weeks, the calls often escalate. One day, it's a fake IRS call claiming unpaid taxes. Next, it's a bank fraud department warning about suspicious charges. Then, a Medicare or Social Security call asking you to confirm benefits. Later, it could be a tech support call saying your computer is infected. Each call may sound unrelated, but behind the scenes, they're connected by one thing. Your number was flagged as valuable. Scammers rotate tactics because they know repetition builds familiarity. The more often you hear official-sounding voices, the easier it becomes to doubt yourself and trust them. And with each call, they refine their approach based on what worked before. This is why seniors often say, "I don't know why I keep getting these calls." It's not random. It started with that first answer. That first call opens the floodgates, and every additional call increases pressure, confusion, and risk. The good news? Once you understand this pattern, you can stop it at the source. Let me share 2 real situations that show how powerful, even dangerous, a short phone call can be. The first involves a retired gentleman in his early 70s. One afternoon, he answered an unknown number. The call was silent at first, then disconnected after he said a simple hello. He thought nothing of it. No conversation, no information shared, no money mentioned. But within the next week, his phone started ringing nonstop. Calls claiming to be from his bank, then Medicare, then a tech support company warning him about a virus. That single hello marked his number as active and valuable. The calls didn't stop until he changed his number. In another case, a senior woman answered a call from what sounded like an automated message from her bank. She stayed on the line for less than a minute, listened politely, and hung up without pressing any buttons. Days later, she received a very convincing call from a bank fraud department. The caller already knew her name and sounded professional. She didn't give information, but the attempt shook her deeply. Here's the important part. Neither of these seniors gave personal details. Neither sent money. Yet both were heavily targeted afterward. That's the danger. The scam doesn't begin when you lose money. It begins the moment scammers learn you'll answer. Scammers understand something very important about human behavior, especially among seniors. They know that most people don't want to be rude, suspicious, or dismissive right away, and they exploit that instinct carefully. One of the strongest tools scammers rely on is the politeness reflex. Many seniors were raised to answer the phone respectfully, to listen before responding, and to give others the benefit of the doubt. Hanging up abruptly can feel wrong, even uncomfortable. Scammers count on that hesitation. Another powerful factor is authority bias. When a caller sounds official, confident, or professional, especially if they mention a bank, government agency, or well-known company, our brains are wired to listen more carefully. Even automated voices with calm, formal language can trigger trust before logic has time to step in. There's also the fear of making a mistake. Seniors often worry about missing something important, like a real fraud alert, a medical issue, or a financial problem. That fear keeps them on the line just long enough for scammers to gather what they need. Add to that familiarity. Recorded messages, hold music, and structured prompts sound like legitimate phone systems we've used for years. They feel safe, even when they're not. Here's the truth. Scammers don't rely on bad judgment. They rely on good manners, respect for authority, and natural human instincts. Understanding this removes the shame and replaces it with power. Once you know how they think, you can stop them cold before those 30 seconds are ever up. Sometimes the simplest action can shift the power dynamic entirely, and in phone interactions, that action is hanging up. Hanging up fast isn't rude. It's strategic. When you hang up, you immediately break psychological control. The caller no longer dictates the pace of the conversation or influences your mindset. Beyond reclaiming control, hanging up stops data collection. Every word you speak can be analyzed, categorized, and used to target you in the future. Silence cuts that off. By ending the call swiftly, you protect your information, your intentions, and your energy. Your number is also flagged as not responsive. This sends a signal. You are not easily manipulated, you are not available for endless persuasion, and your time is not negotiable. Silence, in this sense, is far more powerful than outright refusal. It communicates boundaries without argument, without confrontation, and without unnecessary stress. Compare this to talking. Conversations, especially with persistent callers, can drain your energy, cloud your judgment, and even create subtle pressure to comply. Hanging up flips the script. It places you back in control, gives you clarity, and protects your personal space. In short, hanging up is not avoidance, it is empowerment. It is a deliberate choice to reclaim your autonomy, protect your mental space, and assert control without a single word wasted. Silence, when used wisely, is more than golden, it is transformative. If you've already picked up a call you shouldn't have, the first thing to remember is, don't panic. Answering once does not seal your fate. Fear often amplifies the situation far beyond reality. Staying calm is your first step toward regaining control. Next, don't engage further. End the conversation politely or hang up immediately. Continuing dialogue gives the caller more access to your time, attention, and potentially your information. Once the call is over, take practical action. Block the number to prevent repeat contact and enable call filtering or screening tools on your phone. These simple steps dramatically reduce future risk and create a protective barrier. Warn family members, especially those who share your phone line or contact details. Awareness is key in preventing the same scenario from happening to others in your household. Monitor your accounts without fear. Check your banking, email, and other personal accounts for unusual activity, but don't obsess. Awareness combined with calm action is far more effective than panic. Reassure yourself with this truth. Answering once doesn't doom you, staying engaged does. By acting deliberately, following these steps, and maintaining composure, you transform a moment of potential vulnerability into an opportunity to strengthen your boundaries. Remember, control is regained not by fear, but by measured, proactive steps. Introducing a simple, life-changing guideline, the 30-second rule for seniors. This rule is designed to make phone safety effortless, clear, and repeatable. When an unknown or suspicious number calls, the rule is simple. Don't answer. Silence is your first line of defense. If you happen to answer by accident, don't panic. Hang up immediately. No explanations, no conversation, no stress. The beauty of this rule lies in its simplicity. It's easy to remember, easy to follow, and easy to teach others. By adopting this single behavior, you dramatically reduce the risk of scams, unwanted solicitations, and intrusive calls. Make it your standard practice. Over time, it becomes second nature. The 30-second rule empowers you, protects your peace of mind, and ensures that phone interactions stay on your terms. Simple actions, consistently applied, create powerful protection. Let's recap. 30 seconds is all a scammer needs to evaluate you. Answering feeds their system, gives them data, and opens the door. Hanging up immediately protects you, reclaims control, and stops them in their tracks. Now, take action. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with a senior you care about. Help others stay safe and informed. Remember the closing line, scammers only need 30 seconds. Don't give them even that. Stay vigilant, stay empowered, and make phone safety a habit.